Hello, and welcome to another What I Eat in a Week video. This week doesn't have a theme, except maybe I put a lot of effort into making a bunch of foods for my last video, so now I just want to be lazy and make familiar and simple meals for a week. I hope you enjoy. So first we have a meal that I like to make sometimes when I have a lot of things in the fridge that I want to use up, and I also want to have leftovers ready for the next few days without actually putting in a lot of effort to cook them. Basically just a bunch of sauteed veggies, and also if I have any sort of like protein leftover in the fridge, I'll throw that in, but right now I didn't, so I just threw in some canned chickpeas. I also had some leftover tomato sauce from when I made pizza a few days before, and I also threw in a little bit of coconut milk, which might sound weird to some people, but if it's only a little bit of coconut milk, it's not going to make anything taste coconutty, but it just added like a little bit of creaminess and extra liquid for the sauciness, you know. I also had some olives left over from the pizza and also threw in some greens, and then I basically just dip bread in it, or I put, scoop the veggies and stuff onto the bread and just eat it like that. Yeah, you could make the entire same exact meal and just add in some like pasta to the sauce. That also would have been fine, but I think like sometimes I just want bread, but you can't just eat bread, I don't know if this makes sense to a lot of people, but it's something that I like to make when I just want something like comforting and filling that's like super easy to just like throw together with whatever you have. All right. I don't know why it took me so long to start going to ALDI again since the pandemic started, because now they're like my favorite grocery store to go to during this time. I don't know why. I think I was like scared to go there for a while when everything was going crazy, because it's kind of a smaller store, so like them and Trader Joe's, I didn't want to go there for a little bit because I didn't want to be like more anxious because it's more packed in there. Trader Joe's is a lot more popular here. Even on its like lesser busy times, there's still like quite a bit of people in there. ALDI, I don't know if it's like the location or what, but I just went last night. It was the hour before closing. There was like 3 other people in there shopping when I was in there, which is really nice because even if someone isn't wearing their mask correctly in the store, which is really annoying, it's really easy to avoid them. Like, it's really easy to just, Also, ALDI, like, I always forget, like, how amazing it is, how cheap it is, and I love that I can go up and down every single aisle and not take a million years doing that. So anyways, I walked away from that shopping trip saying to myself that it was a very successful one indeed. Anyways, let's get started. So I have some bananas. We already have a few bananas on the table that are like riper than these, but I like to have a lot of bananas at a time so that I can have enough to like be able to freeze them, because that's the main way that I eat bananas anyways, is like by freezing them, putting them in smoothies and stuff. A bag of little apples. Are these Pink Lady? Yeah, Pink Lady apples. Look at that font. Look at that font. I like that they're like little cute sized, because the apples that I just bought recently were so big, and it was like sometimes I just want a little snack apple, and it feels like I'm just eating it forever. And now for a quick minute, I just want to say thank you so much to Warby Parker for sponsoring this video. I've always wanted to be sponsored by a glasses company and make use of my bad eyesight, so I was really happy that they offered to sponsor a video. In case you've never heard of them, Warby Parker offers quality eyeglasses, sunglasses, eye exams, and contact lenses. Glasses start at $95, including prescription lenses. What I love most is their home try-on program, where you get to try out 5 pairs of glasses at home for free. For me, picking out glasses in person, it can be really hard to get an idea of how they'll actually look in your regular everyday life, but at home I can try them on with different outfits. I can take as many selfies as I want from different angles and different lightings without having people judging me in the store. Then within 5 days you can send them back with the prepaid shipping label provided in the box. After that, you can purchase the pairs you liked best from the site whenever you're ready, but there's no obligation to purchase. If you're interested in trying out Warby Parker at home, go to warbyparker.com/Emily Ewing or click the link in the description to take the quiz and choose your 5 pairs. And thanks again to Warby Parker for sponsoring this video. I got a thing of mini baby avocados, a little bag of baby potatoes, bite-sized honey gold potatoes. I don't know what I'm gonna do with this yet. I kind of want to do some sort of like roasted veggies thing this week. Ooh, maybe something like that. They have little cherry tomatoes cut up and they have like cheese on it and stuff. I feel like I haven't been eating potatoes lately, so I feel like I've been thinking about them lately. I've been thinking about them. 2 kinds of tomatoes. I got little cherry tomatoes, and I also got these Tomatoes on the vine. I like cherry tomatoes for salad, and I really want to be making salad this week. I haven't made salad regularly in a long time. This is a salad that you may have seen me make recently on this channel. I really like it for lunches because it's obviously healthy, it's a salad. But also it's really easy to make and I can make the dressing myself really easily, which I appreciate because I don't like a lot of store-bought dressings and the ones that I do like are kind of expensive. So basically it's just greens and tomatoes and cucumbers. Sometimes I put in other veggies that I have, like this time I have some baby bella mushrooms cut up into it. And then I saute some chickpeas on the stove with some olive oil and seasonings. And then I make like a basic tahini dressing, except I also add a lot of nutritional yeast to it because I like it like that. And then I just toss everything together. And sometimes if I have like some fresh herbs available or like some nuts or seeds or whatever, I might throw those in. But that's basically it. It's really easy. And I feel like it's filling and hearty for a salad because of the chickpeas. Sugar snap peas, good snack veggie. We got some hummus also. I didn't get hummus on this trip, but we just like have hummus. Baby bella mushrooms. Don't know exactly what I'm gonna put them in. What do you think that picture is? Like a mushroom dip? Like onion dip, but mushroom dip? That sounds good. I've never even heard of that. They got the chippies and the veggies and the baby cucumbers, also for salads. I also had some with hummus last night. I like them better than regular sized cucumbers. I like getting little circles, you know. Not the big circles cut in half. No, I want the little whole circles. I also got some kale, mainly for salads, but also cut it up and put it in the soup tonight. That could be good. You guys can let me know when you start getting sick of seeing the soups in my videos, or if you want me to branch out a little and make a different kind of soup, because I feel like every time I do like an unthemed video, I end up making very similar soups, but maybe you guys like them. I don't know. I love soup. They're basically the same idea every time I make soup, except I just change up the veggies a little and I change up the carb and the protein. This one is basically my like tofu noodle soup, aka chicken noodle soup with tofu instead of chicken, except I added a lot more veggies to it, like the mushrooms and cauliflower. I realized that I had some leftover tofu that I stuck in the freezer the week before, but it wasn't like fully enough for a soup, but also not little enough for me to open up a whole nother thing of tofu, so I just put in some frozen peas with it for like added protein. If you want more of like a recipe for this, I'll put something in the description, but it's the same kind of process as the soups that I explained in many of my other recent videos. Once it started boiling, then I threw in half a bag of pasta, and then I also put in a bunch of kale. Also baby spinach. Baby spinach mainly for smoothies, could also be in a salad. I also like to put it in cooked things, everything. Spinach. Pita bread. Pita bread? I guess that was all the pros. I have a few other things like sweet potatoes, onions, we have some carrots, broccoli. Those are all just from like, you know, before this week. And then tofu. Got some extra firm tofu. Don't know what I'm gonna do with this. Then we got 2 milks. We got some unsweetened almond milk. That's mainly what Casey prefers, and I got the oat milk. For some reason they only have unsweetened almond milk. I also have some other milk in there. Oh yeah, my fave. And also hempia. Oh, I didn't realize. Oh yeah, and hempia. Unsweetened chocolate, which basically means it doesn't taste like chocolate unless you sweeten it yourself. Which is fine, like I think it complements like my smoothies well. But anyways. This is a lot of things that I've made before on this channel, so definitely for my next video I will be branching out more and not making the same things again. But basically this is just one of my peanut butter banana berry green smoothies that I love so much. I was finishing off the last bag of blueberries during this clip,
So I added a bunch of strawberries too. I really don't like frozen strawberries as much though. I feel like they tend to be a lot more tart than frozen blueberries. Frozen blueberries are like always really sweet for me. And also this hemp milk. It's okay. It's chocolate flavored, but it doesn't really taste like chocolate because it's not sweetened. But I think it's good for smoothies and stuff. I just like wouldn't drink it plain on its own. I have to add some sort of sweetener or like mix it into something, you know.
Also got some maple syrup. This was like $13, which I feel like is a good deal because sometimes this can be like, I feel like if I got this at Sprouts, it'd be like $18, but that might be dramatic. 2 cereals, rice squares, and bran flakes. I just wanted some like plain, cheap, barely sweetened cereals for like just really easy meals when you're just hungry, you need to eat something. Because I like to add like frozen berries to them and nuts anyways, so they don't need to be that flavorful. It's just like, I just like cereal, you know? So I don't know how much I put, just like, I don't know how much that is. I usually just like cover the bottom of the bowl with blueberries. The microwave at my parents' house probably would have like scorched these in like 20 seconds. But it's a different story here. This little baby microwave. I want them to be like fully cooked so I can easily like smush them. But also I don't want them to like explode in the microwave, so. Like with the wild blueberries, I wouldn't squish them. I would just like let it go because they're like the perfect size for this. But the bigger blueberries, I don't know why, I just want to squish them to like spread the blueberryness out better throughout the bowl of cereal, you know what I mean? And then I like to put nuts in here and seeds. Pecans I feel like are underrated. Like lately, I've just been eating pecans by the handful whenever I'm like hungry. And they're like so good. I don't remember them being that good. We got some walnuts and pumpkin seeds. Look at that. I mean, nope. We have pecans and pumpkin seeds. Look at that. And then our oat milk. And then just stirring it up. I actually have some dates I could also cut up into here, but I don't feel like doing that right now. But I should try that. Just like a way to get fruit in your meal when you don't have fresh fruit, you know? Because I don't really want to buy like a cereal that I actually really like on its own because I will just end up wanting to eat it for like every meal of every day. So I don't prefer to do that unless it's a special occasion or something's on sale, you know? So I have to buy cereals that I don't like as much so that I eat them in a more healthy fashion, you know what I mean? I got 3 different kinds of vegan cheeses because these are cheeses that I haven't tried before and they weren't that bad there. They're not like super cheap, but like better than I've seen them at other stores, so I thought I should buy them. Thought I should just check them out. I usually don't buy vegan cheese. I buy like 1 thing of vegan cheese like every once in a while if I feel like it or if it's on sale or if I know that I want to make something that week with cheese, but usually I try not to get too used to it just because it can be expensive. And then I also got a couple kombuchas to try for me and Casey, my roommate, because, well, she just drinks kombucha regularly, but I want to get back into making my own kombucha again. That's what that mysterious jar up there is. I really want to get back into the groove of making it every week. I feel like it helps my digestion. And I just love kombucha. I feel like I forgot what kombucha is supposed to taste like because I never drink it anymore. So I'll be drinking it. I got a loaf of sourdough to freeze because we eat a lot of sourdough and we're like halfway through the other sourdough. So I just figured have backup, you know? I got tons of frozen veggies. We've really wanted to stock up on frozen veggies at some point so that we can just have veggies on hand and not have to worry about like, oh no, we're out of veggies, what are we gonna make? I figured it'd be a good place to buy them at ALDI because ALDI is on the cheaper side and they actually had a lot of good frozen veggies, I think. I don't usually look at the frozen veggie section, but it seemed like it. I got a bag of broccoli florets, Asian seasoned medley, Prince Edward medley. That really fascinated me. It's like green beans, wax beans, and carrots. I've never heard of this before, very fascinating. Butternut squash, I think I bought sweet potato, frozen sweet potato, broccoli stir fry, which is like broccoli and carrots and chestnut, water chestnut, meatless meatballs, and chickenless patties for sandwiches. Also some frozen blueberries, my absolute favorite. I really was hoping that they would have some sort of other frozen berries, like raspberries, blackberries, something like that, or even like a mix of berries for smoothies, or for, I like putting them in oatmeal or cereal or things like that, but only blueberries. But blueberries are my favorite, so. I also got a big bag of sugar because we're about to run out of our existing one, and I'm going to be doing a lot of baking soon. And it's also just a really good deal here if you want like cheap sugar at a large amount, and it's got certified vegan on it, so that's pretty cool.
Speaking of sugar, we also made some chocolate chip cookies this week, and we've just been making like a bowl of cookie dough when we want cookies, and then just baking a couple servings of them in the air fryer instead of baking the whole thing in the oven, so that we can have like fresh cookies a little at a time instead of just making like a whole batch of cookies and then just having cookies and overeating them really easily. And also, like, I just feel like it's better to have them fresh, you know? We just baked them at 350 for 5 minutes, and I feel like they're like my perfect cookies because they get like crispy on the top, but then the bottom is still like soft and the inside is still like cooked, but like almost like cookie dough-ish, you know, like really soft. It's so good. I love them so much. Also, another dessert. This is just some of the extra that I had from the cheesecake that I made in my Avatar video. I just put some of it back into the cream cheese container and put it in the freezer for whenever we finished that cheesecake, so we'd have, you know, extra cheesecake. you know, it ended up being a lot more whipped cream than cheesecake, but that's also good, you know. If I didn't say it enough in my last video, I really recommend this cheesecake recipe. Or maybe it's just cheesecake. I've never had a proper cheesecake before. I don't know, but I just love it so much. I'm definitely going to be making it again soon.
Look at those layers. Steel cut minute oats. I also want to start making more non-minute oats because I've heard that minute oats are trash. I don't feel that way, but since I completely ran out of quick oats, I wanted to at least have some on hand because that's a really good, like, easy, quick breakfast for me personally. But steel cut oats, because that sounded, I don't know if I've ever had minute steel cut oats, so I was a little fascinated.
So I don't know if it's that I just don't like steel cut oats very much, or if I didn't make them correctly, maybe I didn't cook them enough. I don't know, because I guess you do cook these for longer than you do minute regular oats. That's probably just it. But yeah, I don't think I like them as much. I love minute oats. I don't know why I let people make me feel bad about things, because there's nothing wrong with minute oats. I love them. Like, if you don't like them, if you think they're trash, that's fine. But like, I don't think they're trash. But you know, I was trying something new and I will still eat it, obviously. I didn't like dislike it or anything. It's just like, now I know, you know what I mean? But yeah, just mix in some frozen blueberries. I mixed in some hemp seeds, peanut butter, banana, cinnamon. I think that's it. Also pecans. And I also like to put a little bit of milk on top of my oats, cool it down, and also add a little bit of, you know, difference in texture. I don't know.
Also have some canned things. I just got 2 things of olives for whenever we want to make pizza. We got some dough. Oh my gosh, look at that. Oh my gosh, this is beautiful. Why have I never read directions before? That's not true, but wait. Want to put out some flour first. Dough. I think I'm just gonna do in half. Just make 2 pizzas, that's easiest. I love pizza. I'm just gonna set this over here. We're gonna roll this one out into something. Oh my god, it's so soft and beautiful and lovely. I love it. Oh my god. Here's the thing. I don't really know anything. I just want to succeed, you know, whatever. Okay, pizza number 1. Am I right or no? So this is what we're doing. Just like that. Rectangle. Well, and a round rectangle. A rounded, an oval, if you must. Oh my god, I'm so excited to eat pizza. We have an olive oil spray. In the video, the 4 levels of pizza video, they actually put some cheese on first to like protect the crust, you know, if that makes sense, which makes sense to me. So I thought that I had tomato sauce. I only have crushed tomatoes. I don't think it really matters. I'll just add like some extra seasoning on top of it, you know, because this is just gonna be bland. Do I like this method? I'm not sure. This is kind of stupid looking. Like I want to spread out the sauce, but I can't do that because there's cheese everywhere. Let's put spinach. This one can be the like spinach artichoke. Yeah, let's do spinach artichoke. Oh, I also just realized I forgot to season it, but I can season it afterward. It just doesn't never seems like that much cheese to me, but also that's half the bag, so. This one looks a lot more beautiful, even though it's just a messy oval. But it looks more clean, you know? Just a little bit of cheese first. Ooh. Do we regret this? I don't know. Like, I feel like it doesn't really make a difference once you actually... Like, this is stupid. I don't like this tip, hack, whatever. Is that enough sauce? I always want to put more sauce! We actually have a lot of olives. Maybe this was too many olives. These are mushrooms and onions that I just, like, sauteed quickly with some olive oil and just salt on a pan. Wow. Oh, now see, this is gonna have a different effect, right? Because it's got more like powdery cheese because it's at the end of the bag. Okay, I'm gonna move this out of the way. This one, I'm actually going to put the rest of the olives, because I have so many olives, I don't know what I was thinking. Rest of my olives that I cut on this, and then also the rest of the mushrooms and onions. This is garlic salt. I'm putting a lot since I didn't season like anything really, so like any of the components, you know what I mean? Black pepper. We got some truffle powder. I'll put some Italian seasoning since there's no seasoning in the crushed tomatoes. Unless there is there? Nope. We also got some dried rosemary. This is gonna be the fancy one with the truffle powder and the rosemary, you know. And also some extra garlic powder for fun.
I was pretty satisfied with how these pizzas turned out. They're not as thick as I wanted them to be. I mean, I could have just like not rolled them so much. I don't know why I keep like over rolling them. I also put some butter on the crusts. The recipe recommended to brush melted butter on the crust after it's done cooking, but I really didn't feel like melting it and getting a brush dirty, so I just spread it on with a knife, which was kind of complicated. I really wish I had a nicer oven in the apartment. The oven that we have, like, it works, you know, it's an oven, it's fine, I'm not gonna complain about it. I guess that's exactly what I'm doing, but I just like haven't quite figured it out yet, you know. It seems really easy to burn things, at least for me. I know a lot of you told me that I should get a pizza stone. Maybe I should, I don't know, but it doesn't seem necessary to me quite yet because I'm making pizza adequately for now, but I'll take a look into it.
Garbanzo beans, love them a lot. Also got some pinto beans.
And also we got some Thai food this week. I tried some drunken noodles, which from what I could see online are typically vegan. And then I just also asked for no oyster sauce. And then in the leftovers of the leftovers, I also did my little thing where I steam a bunch of veggies in my microwave steamer and add them on top of the other leftovers to make it a little healthier and add a little bit of freshness. You know, I also added some hoisin and soy sauce on top of the veggies, and yeah.
So yeah.
And of course, I forgot to film an outro, but thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Please comment what other kind of video themes you want to see me do, and I'll see you in the next video.